I'm going to speak softly today. This is a difficult story about Pedro Lopez, a man history remembers as the monster of the Andes. If you'd rather skip, I understand. This includes harm to children. Look after yourself. Pedro Lopez was born in Colombia in 1948, in deep poverty and chaos. His childhood was marked by neglect and abuse, pain that tragically he later turned outward. In the 1970s, across Colombia, Ecuador and Peru, he watched markets, bus stops and plazas for young girls. Offering small coins, food or promises of work, he led them toward the outskirts. He gained trust with small gifts and promises, then led them toward quiet edges of town. In 1980, police in Ecuador arrested Lopez. In isolation, he strangled his victims. He acted alone. He confessed to many murders, describing strangulation and remote grave sites, numbers the world still struggles to comprehend. Investigators tied him to over 100 cases in Ecuador, and on guided visits he indicated remote grave sites. He was convicted there and served the maximum sentence available at the time, far shorter than his crimes deserved. After release and deportation, authorities in Colombia detained him again. He was declared mentally unwell. He was held for a time, then eventually released under conditions. Since then, his whereabouts have been largely uncertain, and records between countries were patchy. Families and communities still carry the weight of unanswered questions. Why tell this? Because remembering is about the victims, their families, and accountability. The families who still search and grieve, the systems that must protect them. It's about how institutions failed and how they can do better. Better data sharing across borders, better support for missing person investigations, better care for vulnerable children before harm happens. If you're watching as a parent, as a teacher, as a neighbour, trust your instincts, report concerns, support local groups that help at-risk kids and families. If this story stirred old wounds, speak to someone you trust. Or reach out to a helpline in your country. I make these to honour lives, not headlines.